Hey everybody, welcome back to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 1st of February, 2025. In this video, we have two potential topics that we're going to look at. Number one is, well, have you seen those articles that say you might have a $30,000 or a $1 million coin sitting at home in your stash or maybe in your pocket change? Well, it's not very realistic, but it might get people interested in the hobby. And then once they realize it's an unrealistic expectation, some of them may leave. But for the ones that do stay, well, I got to show you. And the ones that are already here, you got to see this. This is a really cool article by Coin Week. And, well, it puts things into perspective. Also, we're going to be talking about tariffs to Mexico and possibly tariffs on Mexican silver. That's if we have time. And if not, I'll have to do that tomorrow. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a mighty big number. Not sure exactly what that number is, but it's got to be ginormous. And we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. And I do want to thank you for returning. It does help the algorithm. Now let's go to here, moneymetals.com. Gold end of the week at 28.1140. That's a new all-time high. Hello, how are you? Silver end of the week at 31.52. Palladium, platinum, both were up. Platinum at 995.50. Palladium at 1052.75. And Dr. Copper, yeah, look at that, at 427 ending the week. You're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle because it's not a 2025. Not sure exactly what's going on there. But for a quantity of 1 through 39, you'll pay a premium of 624 for 37.76. That's the spirit. All right, the buyback price is 31.72. It doesn't say over here what larger lots may be. Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 1,000? I don't know. Now, let's go over to these, sensational headlines over the Google machine. It says here, this rare British coin worth 30,000 pounds. Do you have it in your stash? Your $1 coin could be worth almost $14,000. Here's what to check. Yeah, it's like a game show. This penny from 1983 could be worth $7,000. Yeah, maybe. Here we go. Look at this. You might have a penny worth 1 million or more. Here's what to look for. Pennylive.com says that. Now, check twice before spending that penny. It could be worth millions. And you really ought to check your pocket change. If you don't check your pocket change, there's pocket treasure. There's no greater pleasure than finding pocket treasure. No, not that kind. This kind right here. Now, let's keep on keeping on. This is Coin Week. This is by Coin Week, dated January 28. Title of the article is 5 Scarce Coins and Currency Notes to Look For in 2025. Yes, look at that. That's a PCGS graded Mid-State 66 Pickup 6 2020 West Point Tallgrass Prairie National Park V75 with that privy. Oh, yeah. Miss Ventures Gibson, please, can you take care of this again and do it again? That was fantastical. All right, it says here, not every collector is going to find the next 1975 No S dime, nor the 1983 bronze cent in pocket change. See, there you go, realistic expectations. But there are some fairly modern coins that are scarce enough to have value that you just might. Here are 5 U.S. coins and currency notes to look out for in the coming year. Yeah, absolutely. 2019 W and 2020 W American the Beautiful Quarters. Now, if you do find them in pocket change, chances are they're beat up from the feed up. You're only going to find really good examples right now from rolls that people are selling online, probably in the secondary market, or already graded, right? So, and those are getting really expensive. The 2019 were the most expensive. Now it's the 2020s. It's just incredible to see them do that. And I don't believe the 2019 had a V75 preview mark. Only the 2020 did. So that's kind of important too. Now it says here, during David J. Ryder's tenure as director of the United States Mint, the Mint surprised collectors with coins like the 2017 P. Lincoln cent. Look, if I see any of those, they go right into the personal collection. Yeah, that's the first and only penny to feature the P mint mark of the Philadelphia Mint. That's right, they have S, they have D, but they don't have the P except until 2017. While that mint mark went unannounced, I love when they do that. I just got chicken skin thinking about the unannouncement. American the Beautiful Quarters struck at the West Point Mint were a much more ballyhooed affair. Yeah, here we go. To introduce more people to the thrill of the hunt of coin collecting, the Mint struck 10 million quarters bearing a W mint mark in 2019, right? And then the Mint and the grading services repeated this in 2020. Ryder's last year director, that's sad. His own success got him canned, right? But with an extra kick to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, the V75 preview marks were added to the West Point quarters. That's right. Really cool. Adding scarcity of the W quarters was, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, which prevented people in multiple ways from using or obtaining many coins at all. Remember, it's a circulation problem, not a coin shortage. And I was actually one of the very first people to actually report on the coin shortage You can go all the way back in my videos, and I'm like, hey, screaming from the top of the tallest mountain saying, hey, there's no coins in circulation. Now let's go here. This is obviously Lincoln wheat cents. That's awesome. Love my wheat cents. And they're so old now, right? I mean, it's just incredible. Lincoln wheat cents, or wheat pennies, as they're popularly known, were first issued over a century ago. It's the United States' longest running coin, and they're talking about getting rid of it, right? That goes way back to 1909. The last wheat penny came out in 1958. That's it right there. 1959 was the first year of the memorial type, as the type was replaced by the, yeah, okay. The current version of that penny in circulation was the Lincoln Shield cent. That's right. It came out in 2010, right after the 2009 anniversary, right? The changeover from the wheat reverse to the memorial reverse inspired a generation to collect coins, and they do say that that was a big time for collecting coins in late 50s and early 60s. So wheat pennies have been long popular starter series, and there's loads of them from 1958 in BU rolls. Loads of them. People just collected them in tremendous numbers. Let's just say that. While not terribly common in pocket change today, they do show up every once in a while and are coins well worth looking out for. You may, however, increase your chances slightly by searching through rolls from a local bank or going to a coin show, right? The silver-clad Kennedy half dollar. And I'm surprised they say this. The number 3 spot is the 40% silver Kennedy half dollars. What? 40%? You know how many of those it takes to make a whole ounce of silver? The silver-clad Kennedy half dollar was issued between 1965 and 1970 as a compromise between the nation's need to honor the late president on a silver coin and the mint's need to change to a more economically sound base metal planch and debasing our currency. About 849 million business strike 40% silver Kennedy's halves were produced in that time, but that doesn't mean you'll necessarily find them in change with just wait. It doesn't mean you'll necessarily find them in change with just a little patience. Okay. Searching for modern half dollars is slightly different than most other modern coins, as Kennedy half dollars don't circulate and never really did. Your best bet is to find 40% silver halves is asking for rolls from your bank. While you're at it, you'll likely find some bicentennial halves as well. Yeah, and some banks charge you to order those half dollars, which they probably shouldn't, but that's just the way it is sometimes. You got to really make a really great, develop a relationship with your bank, right? Coffee and donuts. Because of their partial silver content, the intrinsic value of the coin depends on the spot price of silver. At the time of writing this, late January 2025, the melt value alone of a silver-clad Kennedy half dollar is $4.50. That's $4 above face. There you go. Look at that. $2 bills, the series 1976 $2 Federal Reserve note. That's the year they switched out the back, and they didn't show it here, but that's okay. Number 5, star notes in general. Absolutely. Saw a star note the other day with all ones. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what am I looking at? Speaking of star notes, and that is it. So that was 5 of them, all right? And you can find those. It's realistic. Now, let's get over here to bingo. Mexico tariff exclusive. Trump set to impose tariffs on Mexico, Canada starting on March 1st. I don't know that it was March 1st. Maybe it was February 1st, right? Trump has promised to impose on both countries. So I don't know what's going on. This is 17 hours ago. This is 13 hours ago. I don't know. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Mexico announces another big fentanyl seizure before a tariff. That's good news. But here's the problem, okay? And this, I believe it's going to start today. I don't know what the heck is going on with the, here we go. Yep, on February 1st, this is from Forbes, what we know, on February 1st, 2025, that's today, the United States is set to impose tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico. Well, the question is, I have right here, is it going to include everything from Mexico? And if it does, that's going to include the silver Libertads. And this is a coin that really, before the pandemic, nobody wanted any part of this coin. They were giving them away before the pandemic. And then when the pandemic happened, these silver Libertads just went gonzo. I'm like, what is going on here? That's because the premium on the American Silver Eagles was about $18. Yeah, that's right. Can you believe it? We're at $6 now, folks. We're $12 less. And that makes me happy as a pig in mud, I guess. But see, here's the thing. I only collect American Silver Eagles. And if I did collect the Mexican Silver Libertad, it would be only a 1, and it would be just for the novelty of it. If I collected Vienna Philharmonics, if I collected the South African money or the Canadians, right, it would only be 1 for the novelty of it, only because we live in the United States, and the United States coins, well, right, we're in that, you want to live in the place you have the coins, I would think, especially if these coins become, well, a target, regrettably. Now, let's keep on keeping on. We're going to go to JM Bullion, and I'm only going to do this just to document the prices right now for February 1st. All right, so we have the 2023 1/20th of an ounce Mexican Libertad, and look at the premium. You thought the mint, I mean, that's like $1.50 in silver, and you thought the mint had a high premium. Golly Wally, look at that, 1357 for 2024, 23, 1968, no big deal there. 100 pesos, 23. Look at this 2018. Yeah, look at these 2018s are still everywhere. Nobody wants them back then. 85, 82, 83, 24, 84. 23, 24, 21. Yeah, look at that. 24, 2018. Yeah, nobody really wanted those back and then. But look at this. These are the ones that are gonzo. Yep. So what are the prices going to be if there is going to be a 25% tariff? And what effect will that have on the price of the silver globally, right? Because, I mean, if one person, look, if they're making the, would Mexico even send their silver to the United States, right? There's so many questions. We are in new territory, folks, and I think it's just going to get a bumpy ride. You better put on your seatbelt. Speaking of seatbelts, here's the plus ones. This is Psalm 51:8. I think this is really important. Behold, the truth which you desire is in the concealed parts, and in the covered part is the wisdom that you teach me. And I think what that means, if I'm going to wrap my head around it, the part of us that perceives truth and wisdom is kept hidden by thick layers of physical desire, because most everything in this world is a distraction meant to separate us from the Lord. Now, think about that. That's huge, especially when we're trying to bring heaven to earth, right? Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Now, remember, because we are trying to bring heaven to earth, I would say be a light in the darkness. There's plenty of darkness to go around right now, but I'll tell you what, one candle, just one, can light up a dark room. Doesn't take two, doesn't take three. And then when people see that one person's light has shined the room, wow, a lot more people are going to get in on that action. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. And if you don't have chicken skin right now, you better check your pulse. Now let's go to here to 395.99.9. This is, what's the name of the band? It is 21 Pilots, and the song is called Hometown. And it's about a place where their home is in the dark, and they need a little bit of, well, help from the other side, so to speak. With that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Now, if you want to spend a little ditch, help support the channel, get these videos keep coming out each and every single morning, you can spend $1.99 a month. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee. Yeah, on membership right there. You click that button and you proceed from there. And if you don't want to, that's fine. You can always say, you know what, Stacker, I'm just going to go to PayPal and donate to you. You're such an awesome cat. Now with that, appreciate y'all. Stacker out.